Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we're so excited that you're here, even though Clocky's on that side of the screen this time instead of this side. Very confusing. What should people do, Katie?
Not drink from your mug when you know your line is coming.
That's true.
You should go into the chat and you should tell us who you think the Muppet of the Week is going to be.
And?
Lips.
Oh, no. Also, what your favorite
Disneyland
Disneyland 70.
And your favorite... Sorry, I'm just so focused on Muppets.
It's okay.
And also, what is your favorite Disneyland Resort 70th celebration?
But you're right. We should talk about Muppets.
Thanks, Daddy. Mr. Daps. Thank you, Mr. Daps. Thanks, man.
I gotta say, it's kind of disappointing when it works now.
It is. But we're still working on the lagging thing. Like, the syncing thing, I guess, is a better word to put. So you thought... Lips.
Sure.
Okay. That's okay. Sweetums is Clocky's first choice.
No way.
Shocker. And then because of National Road Trip Day, he is guessing Fozzie as his backup. So I had a thought.
Okay.
Memorial Day is on Monday.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Miss Piggy likes to dress up as the Statue of Liberty in Muppet Vision 3D.
Yes.
So why not Miss Piggy?
That's a stretch.
Really? I thought it was very patriotic.
Who's to say? Have any of the Muppets canonically served the military?
I don't think so.
Dang it.
I mean, maybe in a book somewhere or something, but not that I've seen.
We've already had Constantine, right?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I think we were all like, we got Constantine before Kermit?
Well, now we've had Kermit, so at least that counts.
I can give you what you want.
No, I just thought, like, with the end of Muppet Vision coming up.
I respect it. Well, why would you say that?
And Sam Eagle, I feel like, is still 4th of July.
I don't know.
Unless you did, what's his name? Crazy, what's his face? It blows everything up.
New Zealand?
Yeah. No, New Zealand.
New Zealand
throws
has the fish.
The fish, yeah.
What is his name? Crazy.
Oh, technically Elmo's uncle did.
Yes, they did do... Okay, I thought they did Constantine. Hold on. What...
Is it Crazy Larry, Crazy Eddie, Crazy... I'm spacing it at the moment.
Crazy Harry.
Harry. The only one I didn't guess. I could see that being 4th of July too, just because of explosions. Or... Because have we had Bean?
Yes.
Because what if Bean?
Maybe Bean...
Mm-hmm. Crazy Harry, thank you.
Could set off the fireworks.
So that's not going to work.
I don't think you guys understand how often that specific line gets said a lot between the two of us.
You know, it would be somewhat funny and somewhat terrible as we're going with Muppet Vision 3D at the moment. That week, the week of June 7th, if they used Waldo.
Okay, we've been saying that, and I really need you to stop saying that because you know what day that would be?
Probably my birthday.
Yeah, sure would be.
No, it's the 6th.
I thought your birthday was a Friday.
It's a Thursday. Bailey said Fozzie.
Thursday.
I actually like that. Patriotism swells in the heart of the American
bear.
That is one of my favorite parts of the Muppet movie. I like it. Very possible.
You have that one on vinyl, right? Mm-hmm. Because I specifically remember hearing that.
I think I have 2 copies of that one because they're different. Like, one's a newer pressing and one is a...
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Tony Stark built this in a cave.
I thought I had it up here somewhere. Maybe I haven't posted it yet. So the other one's in a frame, and it's a 2-part frame. So one is...
where is that?
One is the... it's right here.
Oh. I found it.
One is the...
I'm a person.
The cover, and the other is the actual LP.
That would actually be really funny.
That might have to go right above Electric Mayhem.
If there was like something of a Geeks Corner drinking game, if you will, and you could drink anything, apple juice, water, whatever. You put Daps, Clocky, and I in a room, and you see how many times we just repeat the same phrases. Like, I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
How many quotes we do?
Or Tony Stark. I think my favorite, though, was I yelled that at Sonoma, and absolutely no one had any idea why I was yelling it.
That's okay, because it's Sonoma.
Because I was walking. Like, I was like, Tony Stark built us in a cave. Box scraps.
How many times have you seen that movie?
Twice.
Okay. I like it, but
it's a good movie.
I just suddenly was like, huh. Because you're not a huge movie watcher, so I was kind of like,
whoa.
I'm not wrong. Like, more times than not, I'm like, have you seen this movie? And you're like, no.
I've seen Iron Man, though.
Yeah. It doesn't mean, like, it surprises me you've seen it more than once. Other than you watched it again with your parents, huh?
I watched it again with Mom.
That's what it is. I was like, okay, wait, now it makes sense. All right, well, that's fun.
Because I did a Marvel marathon when I was recovering from the COVID shots. And then my mom was watching it. So I watched Iron Man also with my mom. There you go. All right. That's... Actually, you know what Marvel movie I've seen the most? The Avengers 2012.
That's a good movie.
That's
a solid movie.
Enjoyed it. Became like a movie because it came out when I was a sophomore in high school, and it just became a movie that like I would just throw on Netflix in the background. I
also tend to guess when people say Marvel movies, that is the stereotype of what people expect. Like that is kind of the iconic Marvel movie. All right, well we're gonna move on because we only have so much time, but. We started last week. In fact, we spent the whole week talking about Disneyland Resort's 70th celebration. We're going to continue that this week.
They're having a birthday?
They're having an anniversary. Oh. They're in the middle of it right now, even though it's technically on July 17th, which if you don't have them, there are reservations available currently for July 17th. So there's your tip. But what so far, Katie, has been your favorite offering for the 70th celebration that is new? Oh, you thought I was going to leave it open. You're going to be like, Paint the Night.
Who said I like Paint the Night? Who said that?
You did.
When?
Multiple times last week. All right, but new things. What is your favorite new thing?
Tapestry of Happiness.
Over the Little Bit of Magic at Carthay? Okay.
I think that... So, Little Bit of Magic is incredible. But I think that Tapestry of Happiness plays into park history. And it's like fun. It's in Mary Blair style. Like, I love it. Do I think it's absolutely insane, crazy work to put Extinct Attractions to Remember Me on the facade of It's a Small World? Yes.
I also think it was brilliant.
And that's exactly why I love it.
It was brilliant. Literally, it started and everybody just goes, oh. Like, it... You could like, feel it.
Buckets and People Mover and rocket rods, which is the best part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tapestry of Happiness is just so good.
And I want to go watch it again when I'm not filming it because that would make it even more fun, I feel like.
I was too focused on Paint the Night.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Like
mine is obviously the Muppets pre-show before.
Hey, I just have a piece of advice.
What's that? Don't jump in the bay. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. I want more things like that from the Muppets.
Joe from Legal said.
And I will admit, when they said Joe from Legal was going to be leading this thing, I had that moment of like, huh, I hope this works. Because he's not a lead character. He's a I don't know. He's a side character. Like he's
an ensemble.
Yeah. And this might be my favorite use of this Muppet to date. Like, easily.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I thought they fit everybody else that was in this very appropriately and very humorously. So
It all felt like the Muppets.
It felt very natural.
It felt like... I don't mean this in a bad way. It felt like a school project where you were like... or like a writing assignment of like, you have to showcase the character in a succinct manner to show the audience who they are. And it was like... quick hit, quick hit, quick hit, quick hit, quick hit. And it just worked. Like, Kermit's trying to keep everybody together. Miss Piggy's trying to be the center of attention.
I want to know who wrote the song. Like, who wrote this?
Yeah.
Like, that would be very fun to
Gonzo
hear.
wants to shoot out of a cannon across the bay. Like...
Of course he does.
Everything... and Fozzie's trying to tell jokes. And there's a chicken. And it's so
Even
good.
Waldorf and Statler make an appearance.
Yeah.
Like they hit everything you could possibly want them to hit. And I just hope that they do more of this, because this shows that they can do the Muppets in the right way. Like, they can do them proper. They can make it work. And I want more of this.
I actually have an idea.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Disney can use this idea if it's good.
Oh, Disney can use this idea if it's good.
Okay. I'm just saying, we're signing it away right now.
Yeah. So World of Color begins.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For some reason, in the pre-show, they say, please go all the way to the end of the row, because stopping in the middle is
Distinctly unpatriotic.
Yeah. Unpatriotic. And then it opens. Who is it? Is it Zoot? It opens with Zoot ironing. And then Kermit the Frog, and he is talking about how he invited the best scientists.
But none of them showed up.
Unfortunately, none of them showed up. And then Fozzie's there.
I mean, here's the thing.
And Fozzie goes, cheap 3-day tricks?
You could do that.
Yeah, easily.
And do it as an after-hours performance that you charge $50 for.
I'd lose my mind.
It would sell out.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how you would project the whole thing. Well, they are filming it. So maybe if you have, like, use the screens on the sides for the Beaker space and the...
So here's the biggest
Or not the
thing.
Beaker space, the Bean Bunny space and the Waldorf and Statler space.
I was going to say, you look to your right... Oh my God, Statler and Waldorf are on Golden Zephyr. You turn around, Swedish Chef has a gun on top of the Little Mermaid. You look to your left, Bean Bunny is standing on top of the Pixar Pier archway.
There you go. Okay.
He goes, I'm leaving the movie. And then Sweetums, like, is just swimming.
Okay. Or walking through. Like, that could be fun. Kind of like Mickey did on the world premiere of World of Color. Like, that'd be cool. All right. Other thing that's happening during the celebration, which I'm sure we're going to talk about more of the different variety of offerings that you can enjoy during the 70th celebration. But there's a song called Celebrate Happy. You can hear it a few places. By my count, there's at least 5, maybe 6 places. Mm-hmm. So I think you can hear it in the cavalcade, in the march along, in the Dapper Dan sets, Disneyland Band set, Tapestry of Happiness, and Celebrate Happy, A Little Touch of Magic. So 6 places that I can think of just off the top of my head.
Yes.
Where you are for sure going to hear the Celebrate Happy theme song for the 70th anniversary. So my question for you, Katie, what is your favorite version of this? Like the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade, the Tapestry of Happiness, and the Little Touch of Magic are basically they're the Jonas Brothers
the
version.
Studio version.
Yeah, they're the Jonas Brothers.
If I take away the studio version, I'm going to say
which you could choose the studio version.
I know, but I think the Disneyland Band.
Okay, which one? Because the Disneyland Band and the Dapper Dans actually do it twice. So they do it individually, and then they also do it as part of the Main Street March Along.
I think that the Disneyland Band solo doing Celebrate Happy, there's just something about it that works really well for the band arrangement.
Can I make one critique that I would like to see with it?
Sure.
Choreography.
Yeah.
Because how cool... It's not a super long song.
No.
I just think it would add even more magic if they were... It kind of reminded me of... Remember how the college band, the first couple days of the year, they would stand in the circle at the jazz set before they were doing the full jazz set? It kind of reminded me of that. And I'm like, I wonder if they're going to have choreography at some point. Because it just felt like it needed it when they do so many amazing things for all the other songs. I think that's my favorite too. Right up there with... I really liked it with the cavalcade.
Yeah.
Like the cavalcade, it fits with all the colors and, you know, the characters and, like, it's just a very happy approach, I guess you could say. And so the Disneyland Band got new costumes or updated costumes, I think.
They got accoutrement.
But I almost want.
Okay.
Go with me here.
Okay. I'm on the way.
So you know how Mickey's usually in a tux?
I've heard of him, yeah.
And they're like, no more tux.
Yeah.
We're putting you in very colorful and
Oh,
vibrant
no.
outfits. What if the band uniforms, same uniforms, but they were the color motifs of Mickey and Friends costumes? So like the helmets and the vests.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could still have the white shirts and the white pants. Maybe have like kind of the rainbow thing
But
going
instead
on.
of the blue.
Mm-hmm. Go all in to celebrate happy with it. I just think it would look really cool, and it kind of have that almost Tokyo look or Disneyland Paris look, and I think it would be like, I just think it would make it pop that much more. I'm sure the band would love it.
Oh yeah. What could go wrong?
Nothing. I mean, they wouldn't get lost.
See, and I would love if it's like, okay, the saxophones are yellow and
Oh, you're thinking different color. I'm thinking like Mickey's shirt.
so hear me out.
Okay.
So saxophones are yellow and the trombones are purple and
That's fun too.
percussion is blue, because then when they do choreography,
It makes them pop even more.
Really happy blend of colors.
I just think that's a space where they could have, probably without too much extra work, made them really stand out. And I think that'd be fun. On the flip side, to counter my own argument, when the characters come in from during the march along, it makes the characters stand out that much more. So,
which is
either
probably
way,
what their goal was, but
that could be. Who knows? Okay. Well, let us know what you think the best version of Celebrate Happy is in the comments, and if we're right or wrong. Another thing that has been experienced, I guess you could say, since last week when we had the show on a Thursday, weird, is the key to Disneyland.
Oh,
so these are these magical keys that are about yay big. I should have brought one in. And you go around these different lock stations. Is that what they called them?
yes.
And you put the key in the key portal. Is that right? Am I getting it right?
I think so.
And
Or it was a lock pad.
lock pad, that's the word.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not what I thought it was, but it's a lock pad. And when you do that, it unlocks the land. There's 9 of them. And your key will like light up in a certain way, and it'll play a song that's representative of the land. And when you've gone through all 9 lands, in fact, you can do 10 portals technically, then you go back to the entrance of Disneyland, and there's a extra portal or lock pad, and you do that one, and it unlocks your key, and you get a pin, and it plays Fantasmic, and it's a magical moment. And the thing's, what is it, $60?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically $60 plus change. You can get your discounts, whatever. I will admit, when we were doing the media event last week, I wasn't sure about this.
Okay.
Because I was like, is this just going to be for little kids? Is this going to be, like, how is this going to be received?
It feels kitschy.
It does. However, I have now been in the parks with this twice now. So Friday and Sunday. And I will say, this thing is taking off. And having done, I got to do it with Mouse Steps, our good friends over there. It's surprisingly fun. It is a happy reveal at the end when you find out your pin. Like it's a little bit of a scavenger hunt. It's a little bit of, and they keep working afterwards. Like you can keep going into the different lock pads. Just don't do
system.
Don't cheat the system, because your key won't be happy.
Your key won't let you do it anymore.
Yes, but as we were doing this on Sunday, I was like, you know what? I get why people are spending the money, and it makes sense. Because it is a fun family activity you can do together. You're getting a pin, probably worth 20.
I think that was the math we were doing, yeah.
So let's say it's around $20 for the pin. The electronic light up key would probably easily be another $25. Yeah. So now you're already at $45, and then you're spending $15 for the experience, which is also reasonable.
Yeah.
And then you can keep doing it throughout the year if you'd like to. Like you can keep playing with it, making bubbles happen. So I will say this might be one of the smarter things that Disney has done, combined with the Magic Key or Magic Band Plus stations throughout the park too. Like between the two of them, they've made some really good scavenger hunts for people to do. And one's paid, one's not. Like if you have a Magic Band Plus, you can just go up to these stations and you get a card and you can collect them throughout the park. Great. And I feel like it's kind of a next step off of the Pizza Planet trucks last summer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and before that, the Season of the Force scavenger hunts in Galaxy's Edge mostly, and I guess Tomorrowland, I think. But what do you think of the key to Disneyland now that we've had time to see it in action and experience it more?
I think the key to Disneyland is super fun. I think it is something for the entire family to do together. It is something that is interactive. I think the only thing is that, yes, Mr. Daps, you did make a good point. There is a song for every land and a little icon on your key for every land, except, do you know what I'm about to say?
Go ahead.
Bayou Country, where we decided that it was still Winnie the Pooh.
I mean, fair.
Sure. I think I would have liked to have We're Almost There, or...
I think the problem is Tiana's Bayou Adventure has its original song.
Yeah.
And it might not be well known enough to make it the iconic song versus just go with Winnie the Pooh.
That's why I was saying, like, Almost There, or, like, you know, a princess song. And maybe I am biased because of my Tiana right here, who is knocked out and has no idea what's going on. Famous. No, I think it's super fun. I think that all of the videos that have come out of it are just people, like, so happy. And honestly, when you can make the entire internet angry at you because you're happy that you're making bubbles happen, and they're like, Disney adults are scary, I think you're doing something right.
I will also say I have seen all ages enjoy this.
Yeah.
So Lindsay with her kids were having a blast the other day. Jeff and Denise from Mouse Steps were having a blast also. Like, literally just on Sunday alone, I saw all ages having a blast with this.
That's awesome.
So I also like the Country Bears idea for the key in Bayou Country.
Would have been great.
It would have been great.
They were like, oh, this isn't Bear Country anymore?
But 2 thumbs up. I hope this is the first step of many. And I hope that we continue to see more enhancements of this and maybe expansions of things like this, because that'd be pretty cool. We also got, switching from Disneyland 70th to Zootopia 2, because that's what our title said. We got a teaser trailer today, the first teaser trailer today, ahead of its arrival in November, of the 26th of November, for Zootopia 2, and it's kind of a dance party. What did you think? What did you? I literally, when they started playing on the keyboard, I was like, and yeah. I literally did not know what to think of it at first, and then as it kept going, I was like, I think you just gave us a ton of clues for this movie, and everybody's so caught up in the music that maybe we didn't see it.
Yeah, I think it's a fun little romp. I think it looks fun. Am I excited for more Gary? Yes, absolutely. I think that Gary is going to be a very good foil for Nick and Judy.
I also have to wonder if there's going to be some misdirection on who's good and who's bad on multiple levels. I mean, they did that in the first movie too, but...
Super crazy. Everybody's saying, oh, they didn't reveal the villain, they didn't reveal the villain. They literally did, guys. It's a Jawa. Like... It's honestly not the crossover I was expecting this year in theaters, but like...
So here's my hope. Speaking of the Jawa, I hope they continue with future trailers and teasers to not reveal anything substantial about this movie.
Like, I don't need scenes. I don't need dialogue. I need something that captures the essence. And this captured the essence.
Or just misdirect us. I don't care. You do it with musicals. Think. How many times in the last few years has a musical come to the theaters that you don't realize it's a musical till you're sitting down and they're singing?
I took my mom to see Mean Girls in theaters.
And it turns out it was a musical.
We are sitting down and I went, you know this is a musical, right? And she went, it is?
That's my point.
Because it was not marketed as a musical.
But I think the best Pixar, this is not a Pixar movie, it's a Walt Disney Animation Studios movie, but the best Pixar trailers were always the ones where you'd see random things and you had no clue what was the movie was about.
And there was no dialogue.
And I would even say the same goes for Frozen when they were doing the whole Olaf thing with Sven. And it was just a ridiculous little short, if you will. And it gave you a look at the characters and what they're like. So you liked them. but you had no clue what the movie was about. I just think that's so much better. I think one of the big travesties with Captain America Brave New World is we knew the whole movie before we saw the movie because they were all of the plot points were in the trailer. Like there was no surprises in that.
The entire movie was marketed off Red Hulk. The entire movie.
Didn't need to happen.
Meanwhile, when you sit down and you're like, let me watch this film, the whole time they're like, something weird is happening with the president. Oh, what could
Spoilers,
it be?
sorry.
And I'm like, the thing that happens in the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that you marketed this whole movie on? Oh, yeah, what could it be?
You gave it away. Anyway, I'm excited to see. I hope they don't give away too much for it. It looks like it's going to be a fun movie, and it really will tell us kind of where the future of Walt Disney Animation Studios is going.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting, too. All right, back into the parks. We have a new, I guess, an enhanced version of Fire of the Rising Moons, which now it has projections instead of just fireworks and John Williams music. And it is a lovely enhancement. I was very impressed. We went in and saw it on Sunday night and filmed it. And they haven't gone all over the top with the projections, but it fills in the moments that maybe were just lights before with music.
Yeah.
Between like where projections are happening in other parts of the park.
You know what it is?
Kinetic energy, is that what you're going for? But you're seeing like the shadows of X-Wings and TIE fighters and blasters. It's telling a more complete story. Mm-hmm. So what did you think of it?
I think it looks great. I have only seen it on a little teeny tiny video screen.
But it looked really good.
It looked great. I just think it's so fun. I also think it's what Galaxy's Edge should have had since the beginning, but better late than never. It is so Star Wars. I was also thinking about it. I was like, the fact that they've done this for each fireworks show at the Disneyland Resort, and like that is mixing new music. Mm-hmm. That is putting new transitions together. Like it's timing everything just right. And I think they do a really, really good job of it. And I love it.
Mm-hmm. And then adding the projections just enhanced it that much further and took you that much more into the story. And I kind of would love... This would be a challenge.
Oh, okay. Mr. Dapp's getting crazy.
But they have the projection show before and after. I would almost like to see them blended.
Okay.
Where it's maybe a little bit more storytelling because right now it's kind of a montage of Star Wars music and scenery to fireworks. Mm-hmm. And I would like to see it, what is it? Shadows of Memory. Almost more like Shadows of Memory with fireworks where you're seeing the really cool art on the wall or on the pillar spires. That's what I'm going for.
It's fine.
And, because I think you could really do something cool with that. The challenge would be is they do change the fireworks shows multiple times a year. So you'd have to
retime everything
which takes time, takes money, so they're doing really, I think, good things with what they've got. And she's just napping. It's totally fine. But hats off for doing that. Like I think it's a huge step forward. I think it adds to the park experience. Also, just a heads up, since Paint the Night's back and Wondrous Journeys, it was not busy back there on Sunday.
That's good to know. That's a good trip.
What I heard talking to a few cast members just waiting for stuff is they're like, oh yeah, the second Skywalker projection show, Shadow of Memory, not busy at all. Like they said, there's been nights back there where it's like one person watching for the second show.
Oh my God, that should be me. I haven't seen it still.
But for those of you that want a really good picture, I would go back there, use your cell phone light, take the picture in front of the Millennium Falcon with the projections happening in the background. And that to me is the potential money shot.
Yeah. Like
stay in the viewing area so you don't get in trouble. But
yes, please.
I think it'd be an awesome shot. It just popped in my head.
That'd go crazy.
All right. Welcome to Geeks Corner Plus. It is that time of the show where we will take a look at the comments. Howdy, Bo. And respond to anything that you have there, whether it's questions, comments, you name it, throw it in there, and we will pay attention to that and chat for a few more minutes before we call it a night and get this thing up as a podcast too, huh? But she's very comfortable.
So this is just like you're probably looking at her right now, right? And you're probably like, oh, that dog is insanely uncomfortable.
No. She's a sack of potatoes. She's very
wrong.
comfortable.
She is so... You look at her sometimes and you're like, that, you have to be sore. Like, you're old.
So we haven't gotten into this yet, and I don't see anything going in the chat yet, so I'm just going to ask the question. We saw a bunch of foods during the interviews this last week. Oh, here we go. I'm going to ask you this, and then we're going to go to that. What was the one food you saw that you really wanted to try that we haven't tried yet?
What did I see?
I want to see the chili corn dog, or have the chili corn dog.
Yeah, the chili corn dog looks good. What was... I don't remember.
Okay, well, do you think about that? We'll come back to it next week.
Okay.
Clocky has asked, what Muppet or what TV show should the Muppets take over? And I do feel like with the...
You're going to say it, aren't you?
Yes, with a certain passing today, Cheers is the obvious choice.
Okay.
I think that could be very funny. I feel like Kermit would be Sam. Rolf would be Norm.
Yeah.
Who would be Frasier? Sam. Sam would be Frasier. Miss Piggy would obviously be Diane if we're in the first part of the... I guess you'd have to just go with first part of the show because it'd be hard to replace Miss Piggy. I think that one would work really well. They've kind of already done The Office, so we can...
Yeah.
Which show would you pick?
I'm going to pick something really out of left field, and it's just because I've been watching a lot of it lately. And that is Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets is basic. It's a show where people crash. It's not real. They crash in the wilderness and they have to like survive, right? I think the Muppets in Yellow Jackets would be so funny. Can't decide who the people are though.
That's fine. Let us know also what you think. Fozzie as coach. Yes, that would work. Yeah, that one would be very fun. I feel like another obvious one would be Friends.
Yeah.
Like Friends you could do super easy.
Part of me wants to say Ted Lasso, but
that's also a little too obvious almost.
It's a little too obvious.
Gonzo is totally Cliff. Oh, you've got this clocked, Clocky. MASH I think would be very funny too because they basically already are Muppets.
Yeah.
Muppets Lost.
So Yellow Jackets is kind of like Lost in a way. Of
what
like
about Muppets?
How they escape.
Gilligan's Island.
A 3-hour tour.
Mainly because isn't Lost a modern day? Not really.
Kind of?
Similar.
Yeah, I remember the smoke monster in Gilligan's Island.
They had some weird...
I never actually watched Lost.
I watched part of... Like, I watched a few seasons because Disney was sending me DVDs to review.
I remember that. Yeah.
For a few years. So, like, I saw middle seasons. I didn't see the beginning or the end.
Secret Numbers, Smoke Monster... I don't know.
I mean, the one we'd all really love to see... But basically, it's just pigs in space would be Star Trek.
Yeah, it's just pigs in space.
Basically. All right. Well, we are running out of time. Katie, what should people do?
You should go to dapsmagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens, subscribe to our mailing list, and also go to patreon.com/dapsmagic. If you don't, Tiana will actually remain unaffected. But if I say she'd be affected, would that help? Patreon.com/dapsmagic. There's a lot of really...
Yawns.
Yeah, she's like, She can't really hear what's going on, so she doesn't even know. But Muppets Game of Thrones. That's insane. Patreon.com/dapsmagic. It's like this, but crazier.
There you go. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a ton of videos going up from the 70th and more. We've got some surprises coming up in the next couple of weeks that you won't want to miss either. But that is all the time we have for you this week, so we will see you around the corner.
Bye.